Hello pilots, here we are out at the field with Draco. So I'm going to show you how to land Draco successfully without breaking your landing gear. Alright, you got to fly to the ground like I've been telling you. If any of you have been following my videos, you got to fly this to the ground. So here we go. We got very moderate wind, very little wind. Nice night. Sorry about the sun. It's going to be kind of in the approach, but that's just the way the wind's going. So, okay. Quick setup. Got a 5000 smart battery in here. It's a 5050C, and I have it 1 inch back from the black firewall. Okay. So here we go. Alright, so approach number 1, I'm above half throttle and full flaps. And we're going to start throttling it down a little bit. Power's still on. Keep the power on, keep the power on. Keep the power on. And cut the power now. There we are. Okay, let's do it again. Flaps up. There we go. Above half throttle. Half flaps. Make my turn. Final, full flaps. Throttle back a little bit. Keep the power on. Just a little bit of throttle back. Keep the power on. Fly to the ground. Just keep flying it. Just keep flying it. And touchdown. There you go. Alright. Okay. As soon as those wheels hit the ground, you cut the throttle. That'll keep it from ballooning, bouncing back up. Okay, take off. Flaps up. Coming around. Okay. So above half throttle, half flaps, turn final here, base and final, flaps down, throttle back a little bit, let it fly to the ground, guys. Got to keep the power on, fly it to the ground. You cannot dead stick this plane, it will not work. You might get lucky a few times, but you're going to break it sooner or later. So fly it to the ground, fly it to the ground, fly it to the ground. There you go. Butter. Just butter. Okay, here we go. Alright, coming around. Half flaps. Making base. Final. Full flaps. Throttle back a little bit. Keep the power on, fly to the ground, guys. I know it's hard to see the tree line there, but, you know, we're getting it there. Flare it out a little bit. Oh, okay, so that wasn't the best landing. Yeah, I didn't flare quick enough. Caught me off guard. Yeah, I don't know if the lights will help, but I'm going to put the landing lights on, the wingtip lights. Maybe that'll help see it coming through the trees. We'll see. Okay, off we go. And around we go. Flaps up. Actually, let's put the flaps all the way down now, on the downwind. Now, make sure you keep speed up when you make that turn, because if you stall it, it'll roll out of it. So don't get too crazy too soon. Make sure you can make this turn. And once the wings are level, you can start throttling back. Yeah, the lights aren't really showing up. Yeah, there they are a little bit. And there you go. Alright, throttle it back up. So those hard tires and those shocks with no dampening are why you're going to bounce it. They just, you know, setting you up to fail, guys. That's why you got to grease this in. You got to fly it with the power on. You got to grease it because those tires and springs are working against you. So here we go, coming in. Power on, getting it lower to the ground. Fly it to the ground. Just keep flying it to the ground. Fly it to the ground, and cut it. And look at that. All right. So if you're inches, and I do mean inches, and it's still flying, which I was still flying, you can cut the throttle, and as it's going to finish that, you know, that final inch or two. But do not cut it before you fly it to the ground, guys. You got to fly it all the way to the ground. This plane is crucial on flying it to the ground. Okay, so here we go. Flaps are down. And I have my full flaps at about 45%. And that was a... Listen, they're not all going to be greasers, guys. This plane is very tricky to fly. Not to fly. Fly's great. Tricky to land. I'm going to leave the flaps on. Very, very tricky to land. That's why it's imperative that you fly it to the ground. This plane is not like the dead stick approach, especially with the brake on. If you guys are used to flying your other bind and fly planes from Horizon that way, then I suggest, you know, trim the throttle until the brake is off. It'll help you a bunch. I'm going around. See, there's always a go around, guys. Don't ever force it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the approach. I was talking, got distracted, was going too fast, too high, and drifted off the runway. Just go around. You know, there's no reason you can't go around, guys. Just go around. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so we're slowing down, power on. Flare it out. Now, see, I didn't cut the throttle fast enough and we got that bounce, but it was still okay. Alright, here we go. And this thing doesn't care if you've got the flaps down or not on takeoff. So if you want to put them down, put them up, doesn't matter. It flies just fine. Get your flare, hold the flare, cut the throttle. There you go. Alright, let's do it again. I'm just leaving the flaps down. Make sure you put your down mix in. I'd go by the book and then adjust it accordingly to your liking. You should definitely want that down elevator mix. It'll balloon too much. And try to keep the battery back. Don't put it all the way in the nose. It doesn't like that. Makes it much harder to land it. Okay, so there was the throttle. I pulled the throttle back just as the wheels were touching. That's the best way. You know, if you're flying it to the ground, it'll be nice and smooth, and you can get away with that. But if you're a foot off the ground and you cut the throttle, that's not going to be any good. You're going to end up breaking the prop, breaking the gear. You got to fly it all the way to the ground, guys. I mean, wheels down. You know, the wheels have to be down, touching down, or inch from touching down, 1 inch from touching down, before you can cut the throttle. Otherwise, you want to keep the throttle on a little bit. Keep it flying. Just keep flying it. Keep flying it. Flare it. And cut the throttle. There you go. Alright. I'm hoping this... And my head tilted right. I might be missing some of this. Sorry about that. But we'll keep going. Okay. So we're going to turn final, turn the base, turn final right here. Not pretty, but we're not breaking the landing gear, guys. And I'm listen. I'm purposely not making them all perfect. I'm showing you that the plane does not have weak landing gear. It does not. It's just not going to hold up to drop it in on the ground. It's a heavy airplane. I do not recommend flying it with this 5000 pack. I put that in there for most of you probably have this pack. I do not like flying it with this pack. It's too heavy. I use smaller batteries. Got a paramotor in the sky, right there. All right, we're flaps down. We're just going to keep doing the flap down thing. Make sure you keep your speed up and make this turn. Don't, above half throttle, guys. Don't let it get too slow on that turn. With the flaps down, it could easily stall and fall out of it. So, all right. So here we go. Coming in, coming in, coming in, and there you go. Okay. I cut the throttle just as the wheels were touching down. Let's go again. Hang on a minute. Before we go again, let me look at my timer. We're 3 minutes over the 8 minutes. Okay, let's keep going. We got battery. We're good. I'm going to go up and do something. I'm going to show you. Guys, do not try to land this plane in safe. And I'll show you why. The safe doesn't even work on this airplane. It's so ridiculous. So for you guys that have several of these airplanes, okay, here's half throttle. I'm going to roll it inverted, and I hit safe. Look at how slow it recovered from that. I mean, you'd be in the ground the way this thing recovers. I'm going to do it again. Coming around. Upside down, safe. Look at that. Look how much altitude it lost. There's no way that would save that airplane. You'd be in the ground. And look at how much the wings. All right, I'm in safe. Half throttle. Look at the bank angle it's at. Okay, and I put it there and it's staying there in safe. It should be wings level. Look at this bank in safe. I mean, it's coming back, but it's so damn slow. It's not going to help you at all. Trying to land this airplane in safe is ridiculous. It doesn't even work. So I would not advise, safe in this. And if you are going to use it, make sure you. So here we go. Here I'm coming around in safe again. All right, I'm gonna let go of the stick right here. Okay, and it's not even wings level yet. Okay, now it is. All right, and then I'm gonna bank it, and look at how slow it is to recover from the bank. Like I said, it'll drop a wing on takeoff in safe. You might actually scrape a wingtip in safe. So the safe is so lethargic on this. You got to be careful. It's just not going to save you. So I would not rely on safe. If you're flying safe, this is not the airplane for you. And it's because of the way Horizon set it up. All right, so here we go. Full flaps. Okay, throttling back, flaring out, and cut it. And a couple of little bounces there, but again, we're not breaking the landing gear, guys. We're not going to break the landing gear. If you fly it to the ground, you're not going to break the landing gear. Now, listen, I think it's I'd Be Crazy or something like that has that landing gear kit. Nice looking kit. If you want to buy it, I would buy it. You know, there's nothing wrong with a little extra safe. You know, a little something in your back pocket. The plane doesn't actually need it, but there's nothing wrong with putting it on either. So if you know if that makes you feel better to get it, get it. And there you go. All right, so here we go again. Around we go. All right, here we go. So, still way above half throttle. Cutting the throttle down about quarter throttle-ish area we're close to. Come down a little more. Just, you know, keep it flared, fly it to the ground, cut the throttle. There we go. Alright. Let me see where my timer's at. See how much battery I have left. You can probably do one more. This is 5,000. Alright. And I'm jinxing myself. I said one more. Okay, so here we go. Turning base. Flaps are down. Turning final. Throttling back slowly. Letting it fly to the ground. Fly it to the ground. Fly it to the ground. Keep your flare. Okay, that was my worst landing. But we still didn't break the landing gear. Didn't break the prop, haven't broke the landing gear. Listen, that's over 200 landings on this plane, guys. I've had more than 10 batteries through it. I know we've done at least 10 landings, or 20 landings already. So, you know, 20 landings, a battery, 10 batteries, that's 200 landings, all right? I've got at least 10 batteries through this thing, and the same thing. This many landings. That's all I've been doing with it. Really just landing it. Okay, here we go. And there we go, guys. All right, we're going to quit there. That's 16 minutes on the 5,000 pack. And I know I'm nowhere near dead. So 16 minutes on the 5,000. I don't know how many landings that was. I'll count it. We'll talk about it. But, you know, the landing gear is not the issue. I'm going to do another video. If you're watching this one, you probably just watched that one. I talk all about the problems with this airplane. But weak landing gear is not the problem. But I may order that I'd Be Crazy, or I think that's his name, something like that. You know, he made that landing gear kit, and I just might order one myself. Why not? You know, it's a nice kit, and why not have something in the back pocket, right? You know, just something a little extra to make sure, you know, you don't booger it up. But if you broke your landing gear, guys, you're not landing it right. So, fly to the ground, guys. That's all I can take. Keep the power on, fly to the ground. If you're a dead sticker guy, you need to get away from that. But something that might help you is turn the brake off. You don't have to program it off. Just trim the motor throttle until the brake is not working anymore. and let it windmill on the way in. That'll be more consistent with all the other bind and fly planes you have from Horizon. So, so I would recommend that. I'm going to show you the placement of the battery right there. Let me zoom in here a little bit. So it's about an inch back from the firewall, from the black firewall, and that's plenty. You know, I wouldn't put it forward any farther than that. You don't need it. So, all right, guys. So that's my review of the landing techniques for Draco. Follow the book's elevator mix, and my maximum flap full down is 45 degrees. I don't know what the book says, but that's all the farther I went. That's plenty. And there you have it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Like this video. Like me here on YouTube. Like me on Facebook, and we'll catch you later. Talk to you later. Bye bye.